I'm Robert Guitron. I'm the artistic director and resident choreographer for Polaris Dance Theatre. I would say translation. I'm really fortunate to have this gifted group of artists participating as dancers with Polaris Dance Theatre. And one of the dancers, a quad amputee, Kira, is an amazing individual and artist in her own right. And her and I have had several conversations about everything that we're doing in class as choreography, that we're both really trying to figure out how do you create this new language for her and I to still convey the things we want to convey artistically and visually, but basically on this augmented tool. So basically, everything that she does, she has to translate into a language that fits her tool as an artist. All of us as individuals and as artists, we feel great about certain things, certain aspects of ourselves and what we think we are and what we think we bring and the values we think that are perceived. But at the same time, a dancer will think, like a great example is that, and this is why the use of mirrors is really important, is that we think our lines are matching the lines, or our timing is matching the other timing of the dancers around us. But we use the mirror to see like, oh, okay, I'm a little slower. I'm too quick here. I'm arriving here too quick at this moment. And so I need to slow down a little bit. But sometimes, the dancers are really pushing themselves to their limits. They think that I'm really pushing myself. I'm really getting down as low here or as deep in this movement as I'm being, asked to. And then they discover that, oh, there's more room. What I felt and what I thought was one thing, but I've discovered now through this collaborative process, working with myself and this choreographer, that I really could go lower, and this is how I achieved that. So it's definitely a discovering process for both dancer and choreographer, because sometimes you explore with the dancer their limits, and you together discover that either they have more or really this is it. It'd be really easy if we all moved identically the same. It's like a piano. If you had 10 pianos, it'd be like, okay, they all work the same, they're all tuned, they all produce the same thing. And so we could do a performance of 10 pianos, which is great and interesting. But for me, I much rather work with an orchestra where we have a piano, we have a cello, we have a flute, we have a bassoon, and all of a sudden now the richness and textures that you can bring to a piece of music, since we're using that metaphor, I liken that to dancers. So I really look at my ability to pull out their uniqueness, and at the same time figure out how we can use this uniqueness and work uniformly to create a unified sound or unified line and movement through space. The idea behind Exposed is to expose the dancers to new choreographers, to expose the choreographers to our dancers, and to expose the audiences to this mix, this adventure. I remember as being a young dancer myself, how exciting it was to be a part of and to be working with somebody you haven't worked with before. That whole challenge of learning their voice and the nuances and the demands of this experience, and the excitement to know that this piece is set on you for the first time. You're not doing somebody else's piece. You're not learning a part that was set on someone else, but this is being set on you. And that's kind of an exciting thing for an artist. And I think what's triply exciting about having the dancers choose this is that I never had the experience of saying, I want to work with this choreographer, so therefore I'm going to. Usually the choreographer picks you, or somebody else picks you to work. The dancer doesn't have a say very often in the pieces that they're chosen to be in. And this is actually an opportunity for the dancers to say, I want to do this work. I'm excited about this work. It sounds interesting. I decided that I wasn't going to choose who was going to be part of the mix for this show. And I told the dancers that we're inviting choreographers to be a part of this, and you can be a part of it as well. And you need to submit your ideas. We collected all the ideas and proposals. We removed the names from the proposals, and on the merit of the proposal or the idea of the pieces that were being submitted, we presented that to the dancers and told the dancers that you each get 4 votes. And you can vote for your 4 top favorites, or you can put all 4 of your votes on one piece that you really think you want to make sure that it's in this show. And so they voted, and we came up with the pieces that are in the show. And I think that's exciting. I mean, for me, but also for them as dancers, to know that they had a say in, you know, how this show is coming about. We constantly hear that, you know, we want to create creative thinkers, people that are thinking outside the box. And the thing that art does, and I'm a firm believer in this, is that great art is great problem solving. It doesn't matter if you're a sculptor or a painter or a musician. The problem is that I've got this rock or this log, and I've got this tool, and I want to carve something. I'm going to carve this image. And so how do I achieve that with this material and this tool? And how do I make my ideas come out so that I can share this and communicate this and make an impactful meaning in the culture or society that I live in? And that's the challenge all artists face, let alone how do we fund this and finance this and put food on the table. A lot of people look at art as a luxury or only for the elite, and we need to get back to art for the everyday man and art in every aspect of our life. It provides a medium and a forum for society and culture to describe who we are now. And that's super important, because when they dig us up, you know, 5,000 years from now, if there isn't any art, or there isn't very much art in our world, then they're going to wonder, who was this generation? Who were these people? Because there's nothing here to represent who they were and what they were thinking and what they were dealing with. Having that importance and prevalence in our lives today will give a huge message to the people that follow us.